Hello everyone, welcome to Mr. Thang English. Learn English, unlock your future.
Hey Jake, have you ever wanted to explain what you feel, but the words just disappeared?
Like your heart knows the full story, but your English only gives you 3 basic words?
Yes, sad, angry, tired.
And sometimes even tired is doing too much work. It has to carry stress, disappointment, confusion, silence, and 2 unread messages.
Poor tired. It is exhausted.
But seriously, this is a real problem. You can feel something deeply, but when you try to say it out loud, it comes out too simple or too sharp or not clear at all.
And then people misunderstand you. They think you are being dramatic, cold, rude, or weak.
But maybe you are not any of those things.
Maybe you just need better words.
So today, we are going to help you talk about your feelings with confidence.
Not with perfect English, with honest English, clear English, the kind of English that sounds like the real you.
And by the end of this episode, you will have calm, confident sentences for feelings that usually feel too messy to explain.
Okay, before we go further, hey English learners, welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your cozy little place to learn daily life English through real, everyday conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. So glad you're here with us today.
Yes, truly, we love having you here with us.
And today, Anna, we have a really useful one.
We do, and I think today's topic is going to help so many people, because sometimes the hardest part is not feeling something, it is explaining it.
Ah, that is so true.
So, today's episode is called Talk About Your Feelings with Confidence.
And honestly, this topic sounds simple until someone asks, "What are you feeling?" And suddenly, your brain becomes a locked door.
Yes, you know something is there, but you cannot find the right words to open it.
Exactly. And this is a B2 to C1 level episode, so we're going a little deeper than basic English.
But do not worry, we will keep it slow, natural, and easy to follow.
Today is not about memorizing a big list of emotion words.
No, it is about learning how to sound clear, honest, and confident when your feelings are not easy to explain.
And later, we will also have a word tour with some powerful words and phrases that can make your emotional English sound more mature and natural.
So take a breath, relax your shoulders, and stay with us.
Because sometimes the right sentence can make a difficult feeling much easier to share.
All right, let's jump in.
Anna, when people say, "I don't know how I feel," do you think they really don't know?
Sometimes, yes, but often I think they feel too many things at once, so it becomes hard to separate them.
Ah, so it is not empty, it is crowded.
Yes, feelings can be crowded. You may think you are angry, but underneath that anger there is hurt or fear or disappointment.
Like opening one drawer and finding every charger you have owned since 2014.
Emotional cable drawer. Very messy.
But that makes sense. A person might say, "I'm angry," when they actually mean, "I felt ignored."
Right, or they might say, "I'm tired," when they actually mean, "I feel emotionally drained."
Emotionally drained is a good phrase. It means your energy is not just physically low, your heart and mind feel tired too.
Yes, you can say, "I feel emotionally drained after that conversation," or "I have been trying to stay strong for everyone and now I feel drained."
That is much more honest than only saying, "I'm tired."
And if you feel like people did not notice you, you can say, "I felt overlooked."
Like, "I felt overlooked when nobody asked for my opinion."
Yes, or "I felt disconnected from everyone today," when you're around people but you do not feel close to them.
That one is so real. You can be in a room full of people and still feel far away.
Very true. And another useful one is "I felt misunderstood."
Oof, that one is painful.
It is. You try to explain yourself, but the meaning doesn't land.
Ah, the classic. You say one sentence and somehow everyone receives a different movie.
Yes, and in that movie, you're suddenly the villain.
So before we try to explain everything, we can slow down and ask, what is the real feeling here?
Yes, and if you're not sure, you can say, "I'm not sure how to explain this, but I want to try."
That sentence is gentle. It gives you space.
And it helps you articulate the feeling.
Articulate means to express something clearly, right?
Yes, to articulate a feeling means to give it clear words, even if those words are not perfect.
So the first step is not perfect English. It's honest noticing.
Exactly. First, notice the feeling, then give it words.
Right. And once the feeling has words, the next challenge is how to say it without turning the conversation into a fight.
Saying it without making the other person feel attacked.
Yes, because when we are hurt, our first sentence is not always our wisest sentence.
The first sentence sometimes arrives with messy hair and no plan.
Very emotional, very unprepared.
So instead of saying, "You never listened to me," we can say, "I felt ignored when I tried to explain myself."
That is calmer, but it still tells the truth.
Yes, it focuses on your experience, not the other person's whole personality.
Another example, instead of saying, "You embarrassed me," you can say, "I felt embarrassed when that was said in front of everyone."
Or, "I felt anxious when I did not hear back."
Or, "I felt pressured when I had to answer immediately."
These sentences do not sound weak, they sound controlled.
And they avoid opening the emotional courtroom.
Yes, no need to say, "Your Honor, I have screenshots from 2021.
The emotional courtroom is always dramatic.
And when you speak from experience, the other person has a better chance to listen.
Because you're not saying you are terrible, you're saying this is how it felt to me.
And that small change can save a difficult conversation. But of course, some people do not blame. They do the opposite. They say nothing.
They keep everything inside.
Yes, they smile, stay polite, act normal, and say no problem when there is definitely a problem.
That no problem has thunder behind it.
Yes, a tiny sentence with dramatic weather.
That is what happens when feelings are bottled up.
Yes, bottled up means feelings are kept inside for too long. They do not disappear. They just build pressure.
Like a soda bottle someone keeps shaking.
And then one tiny thing happens.
Someone forgets to buy bread.
And suddenly, it is not about bread.
It is about 3 weeks of feeling ignored, tired, and unappreciated.
Exactly. Small things start carrying old feelings.
So what can we say before it reaches that point?
You can say, "I don't want this to build up, so I want to mention it now."
That sounds calm and mature.
Or, "This may sound small, but it stayed with me."
I like that. It respects the fact that small moments can still hurt.
Another useful sentence is, "I know this may not have been your intention, but it affected me."
That is strong because it doesn't accuse the person of being cruel.
Yes, it leaves room for misunderstanding, but it still protects your feeling.
So the idea is simple. Speak while the feeling is still small enough to hold gently.
Because a small, honest sentence today can prevent a big emotional reaction later.
Anna, can we talk about anger? Because anger is one of the hardest feelings to express well.
It is. Anger is loud, so people notice it first. But often anger is protecting something softer underneath.
Like hurt?
Yes, hurt, fear, shame, rejection, disappointment, or feeling taken for granted.
Taken for granted. That means someone benefits from your effort but doesn't really appreciate it.
Yes, you can say, "I felt taken for granted," or "I felt like my effort didn't matter."
Like when you do all the work and someone says, "Great team effort."
Yes, corporate emotional damage.
So sometimes "I am angry" really means I wanted to feel valued.
Yes, or "I wanted to feel respected," or "I wanted my effort to be seen."
But when anger comes out too fast, we can lash out.
Lash out means react suddenly and angrily, often by saying something hurtful.
Right. You might say, "You never care," when the real feeling is, "I felt hurt when I did not get a response."
That is why I like this line. Lower the accusation, raise the clarity.
Nice. Lower the accusation, raise the clarity.
Instead of, "You never respect me," say, "I felt disrespected when I was interrupted."
That already sounds less like an attack.
Yes, or instead of, "You made me angry," say, "I felt frustrated because I needed more support."
That gives the anger a real reason.
Right. And instead of, "You do not care," say, I felt hurt when I did not get a response.
Wow, those small changes really do shift the whole feeling of the sentence.
And if your words come out too sharply, you can repair them.
Say, I'm sorry, that came out harsher than I meant.
Or, let me try again. What I really mean is...
That sentence can save a conversation.
Because it shows maturity. You're not deleting your feeling, you're expressing it better.
Anger may be the loud emotion, but confident English helps you reach the honest one.
Now, even if you explain yourself clearly, the other person may not respond well.
They might become dismissive.
Yes, dismissive means someone acts like your feeling is not important.
Like, you're too sensitive, or it's not a big deal.
Right, and sometimes that hurts more than the original situation.
Because now your feeling is not only painful, it is being pushed away.
Exactly. And in that moment, many people start doubting themselves.
They think, maybe I should not have said anything.
But your feeling was real, and it still deserves words.
That is important.
You do not have to become louder to protect your feeling. You can become clearer.
So what can we say?
I understand you may see it differently, but this is how it felt to me.
That is calm, but firm.
Or, I'm not asking you to agree immediately, I'm asking you to listen.
That one has weight.
You can also say, please do not minimize this.
Minimize means make something seem smaller or less important.
Yes, if someone minimizes your feeling, they treat it like it doesn't matter.
A learner could say, I feel like my concern is being minimized.
Or, I'm trying to explain how it affected me, not start an argument.
That is very mature.
Another strong one is, you may not have meant to hurt me, but the impact was still real.
Much better than saying, fine, forget it, while clearly preparing emotional weather for later.
Yes, the sky is calm, but the forecast is dangerous.
So when someone is dismissive, don't rush to defend your whole personality.
Just bring the conversation back to the feeling and the impact.
But here's the other side of this. What about when it's our turn to listen?
That is just as important.
Yes, and that is where validation comes in.
Validate is such an important word here.
To validate someone's feeling means to show that their feeling makes sense, even if you do not fully agree with every detail.
So it does not mean you are right about everything.
No, it means I can understand why you feel that way.
Simple phrases can be powerful. That sounds really hard.
I can see why that upset you.
I am sorry you're dealing with that.
Thank you for telling me.
That one is beautiful because it makes the person feel safe for sharing.
And here's a very useful question. Do you want advice or do you just want me to listen?
Very important question, especially for people who turn into life coaches after one sentence.
I was just opening my 7-step emotional improvement slideshow.
Not while someone is crying, please.
Fair. Sometimes people do not need a solution first. They need a soft place to put the feeling.
That is lovely.
If your friend says, I felt embarrassed today, you can say, oh no, that sounds uncomfortable. What happened?
If someone says, I feel overwhelmed, you can say, that sounds like a lot to carry.
If someone says, I'm disappointed, you can say, I can understand why that would hurt.
And see, that doesn't sound complicated. It just sounds kind.
Right. Kind English is sometimes very simple.
So validate first.
And advise later if they want it.
Now, talking about feelings does not mean telling everyone everything.
Very important.
Emotional confidence also means knowing who to open up to, when to share, and how much to say.
Open up means share your honest thoughts or feelings, right?
Yes, when you open up, you let someone see something real.
But not everyone should receive the full emotional documentary.
The full emotional documentary?
Yes, Season 1, Episode 1, with background music.
True. Some people only asked, how was your weekend?
And suddenly they are watching the whole thing.
With subtitles.
But in all seriousness, knowing when to share and when to hold back is a real skill.
Right. Opening up is honest and thoughtful. Oversharing is giving too much too soon to the wrong person.
So if you are not ready, you can say, I appreciate you asking, but I'm not ready to talk about it yet.
Or, I need some time before I can explain this properly.
Or, I want to talk about this, but not right now.
And if someone keeps pushing, you may need to draw the line.
Draw the line means set a clear limit, right?
Yes, it means you decide what is acceptable and what is not.
You can say, I'm not comfortable discussing this right now.
Or, I care about you, but I need this conversation to stay respectful.
That's firm, but not cruel.
Another strong sentence is, I'm willing to listen, but I will not continue if you speak to me like that.
Boundaries are not angry walls with warning signs.
No, they're polite fences with emotional intelligence.
Very elegant fences.
That they matter, because without boundaries, emotional conversations can become unsafe.
So open up with the right people and draw the line when the conversation stops feeling respectful. So, Anna, after all this, I think the final skill is composure.
Composure, that is a strong word.
Composure means calm control, especially when you feel emotional inside.
So it does not mean hiding your feelings.
No, it means holding them carefully.
I like that image, like holding a warm cup. The cup is full, it is hot, and you have to move slowly so you don't spill it everywhere.
Yes, that is composure. The feeling is real, but you are carrying it with care.
And in difficult conversations, composure gives you time.
You can say, I need a moment before I respond.
Or, I want to answer carefully, so give me a second.
Or, I'm emotional right now and I don't want to say this badly.
That sentence is very honest. It doesn't pretend you're calm when you're not.
It simply protects the conversation.
At work, you might say, I need a moment to process that.
Or, can I ask a question so I understand clearly?
Professional, calm, and confident.
In a personal conversation, you can say, I care about this conversation, so I don't want to rush my response.
That is beautiful because it shows the conversation matters.
Sometimes confidence is not speaking quickly.
Sometimes confidence is slowing down enough to choose the right words.
And maybe that's the heart of this whole topic.
Yes, talking about feelings with confidence doesn't mean having perfect English.
It means enough calm, enough honesty, and enough language to say, this is what I feel, and I want to express it well.
Yes, honest, clear, and steady.
English that does not hide the feeling, but also doesn't let the feeling take over.
That is a powerful kind of English.
And speaking of clear words, we have 10 important ones waiting for us.
So before we close, let's slow them down, explain them simply, and make them easier to remember.
Welcome to the word tour.
All right, let's begin. Our first word is perfect for the moment when your feeling is there, but the sentence is still trying to arrive.
Articulate.
Yes, to articulate means to express something clearly, especially when the idea or feeling is difficult to explain.
You can say, I'm trying to articulate what I feel, but it is not easy.
Or, she articulated her feelings calmly instead of getting angry.
So, articulate is not about using perfect English. It is about giving clear words to your feeling.
Nice. Let's say it slowly. Articulate.
Articulate. And once you articulate something honest, you may feel a little exposed. That brings us to our next word.
Vulnerable.
Yes, vulnerable means emotionally open or exposed. You are showing something real about yourself.
You can say, I felt vulnerable when I told him how much it hurt me.
Or, it is not easy to be vulnerable in a serious conversation.
So, vulnerable does not mean weak. It means honest in a brave way.
Good. One more time. Vulnerable.
Vulnerable. Now, vulnerable is about feeling emotionally open. But sometimes the feeling is not just open, it is too much.
Overwhelmed.
Yes, overwhelmed means you feel that something is too much to handle emotionally, mentally, or physically.
You can say, I feel overwhelmed right now, and I need a moment.
Or, she felt overwhelmed by work, family pressure, and too many decisions.
So, overwhelmed is stronger than busy or stressed. It means your mind or heart feels full.
Nice. Repeat it with us. Overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. And when someone feels overwhelmed but says nothing for too long, another phrase becomes useful.
Bottled up.
Yes, if feelings are bottled up, they are kept inside instead of being expressed.
You can say, I think I have been bottling things up for too long.
Or, when emotions are bottled up, small problems can suddenly feel huge.
So, bottled up feelings are like pressure inside a bottle. If you never open it gently, it may explode later.
Good. Let's say it again. Bottled up.
Bottled up. And bottled up feelings do not stay quiet forever. Sometimes they come out too fast and too sharply.
Lash out.
Yes, to lash out means to react suddenly and angrily, often by saying something hurtful.
You can say, I did not mean to lash out. I was feeling overwhelmed.
Or, he lashed out because he felt ignored, but later he apologized.
So, lash out is what happens when the feeling comes out before the words are ready.
Nice. One more time. Lash out.
Lash out. And when someone finally shares a feeling, the worst response is to make it seem unimportant.
Dismissive.
Yes, dismissive means acting like someone's feeling, opinion, or concern is not important.
You can say, I felt hurt because his response was dismissive.
Or try not to be dismissive when someone opens up to you.
So, dismissive is the opposite of listening with care. It pushes the feeling away.
Good. Repeat it with us. Dismissive.
Dismissive. So what is the opposite of being dismissive? It is helping someone feel heard.
Validate.
Yes, to validate someone's feeling means to show that their feeling makes sense even if you do not fully agree with everything.
You can say, I tried to validate her feelings before giving advice.
Or sometimes people just need someone to validate what they are feeling.
So validate does not mean saying, you're right about everything. It means saying, I understand why you feel that way.
Nice. Let's say it slowly. Validate.
Validate. And when someone feels safe enough to share something more honest,
Open up.
yes, to open up means to share your real thoughts or feelings with someone.
You can say, it takes time for me to open up.
Or she opened up about how lonely she had been feeling.
So, open up does not mean telling everyone everything. It means sharing honestly with someone you trust.
Good. One more time. Open up.
Open up. But opening up does not mean allowing every conversation to go too far.
Draw the line.
Yes, to draw the line means to set a limit and decide what is acceptable and what is not.
You can say, I care about you, but I need to draw the line when the conversation becomes disrespectful.
Or, she finally drew the line and said she needed space.
So, draw the line is useful when you want to protect your peace without sounding cruel.
Nice. Repeat it with us. Draw the line.
Draw the line. And finally, when feelings are strong, we need one last word to help us stay steady.
Composure.
Yes, composure means calm control, especially when you feel emotional inside.